He talks about him never leaving NovaCare. Never.
Right.
First guy there, last guy to leave, 9, 10 o'clock. Coaches are going bye-bye. Got to go see the kids. Not Jalen Hurts.
No.
Going in the weight room, on the bike, studying, extra study. I mean, talking to A.J. Brown, talking to Devontae Smith during the week, before and after practice. What do you like? What did you see? I mean, that kind of dedication is going to make you better.
Welcome back. This week in pro football, Pat Callahan here with my close colleague and great friend Sal Paolantonio, the 19-year host of the NFL Matchup Show on ESPN. Make sure you check that show out Saturdays and Sundays on the ESPN network. Sal, let me do one more piece of business here. It's my trivia question presented by the good folks at Kennedy Ford. I know you can answer this, but you're not allowed to. The winner gets a fabulous This Week in Pro Football shirt, not available in stores. I want somebody to win this. This is about as easy a question as I could ask with the Jaguars coming to town. So if somebody wants to get this shirt, just all you got to do is tweet me at TWIPF Pat, tweet the network at JAKIB Sports. Answer me this. Name me the Jacksonville Jaguar running back who holds the team's career rushing yardage record. Jacksonville running back who holds the team's career rushing yardage record. Come on. Somebody answer that at TWIPF Pat at JAKIB Sports. Sal, thank you for your beneficence there. I want to ask you, Sal, coming back now, we're going to talk some Jalen Hurts here. You and I talked last week, and you stressed it, no turnovers. Last week, 22 of 35, 340 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks against Washington. The Eagles, no fumbles. It's just amazing how this guy has taken the reins, seemingly, Sal, in just one offseason.
Thank you for mentioning the matchup show, Pat, because when I first got started on the matchup show, my mentor was Ron Jaworski, the great Eagles quarterback. And one of the first things that he taught me was, and he said, Sal, quarterback is the most dependent position in all of professional sports. Can't do the job by yourself. So I went back and I looked at a lot of the passes that Jalen Hurts threw against the Washington Commanders. And I saw the sea of an amphitheater in which he can conduct the offense. Right. And that sea was formed by the offensive line, a protective pocket. You've got Mailata over here. You've got Lane Johnson over there. You've got Jason Kelsey directing traffic. Right. The second thing that I saw, Pat, was his wide receivers coming down with contested throw after contested throw. Mm-hmm. Some of them acrobatic. Devontae Smith, he looks like Lynn Swann.
Yeah, he does. He does remind you of a Lynn Swann.
He does, doesn't he, Pat?
That is true. Yep.
His ability to leap. Yep. You know, they call him the Grim Leaper. Yeah. He's got Lynn Swann's leaping ability. Yep. And the other guy, A.J. Brown, who does he look like? He looks like big, strong John Stallworth.
I was actually going to say Michael Irvin. He reminds me of a Michael Irvin type. Yes. A.J. Brown. So you're right. They've got a powerful combination at receiver, but this guy is getting them the ball, and it's really something. And the Eagles offensive coordinator was talking about it, how this guy seemingly in the offseason figured this out. How do you think he did it?
Well, I think he did 3 things, and we have a feature piece on Sunday NFL Countdown in which I interviewed him about this. 1, he ate better. Got rid of all sugary drinks, did a lot of veggies and a lot less meat. He really slimmed down in the core. He added muscle in his legs and his upper body. 2, he went and worked with quarterback coaches to work on consistency in his footwork, and you can see that, his platform, his base.
Right.
And then 3, the study. If you go back and read some of those quotes, and you can go on Eagles.com and look at what Shane Steichen says when he's asked about Jalen Hurts and what he sees. He talks about him never leaving NovaCare. Never.
Right.
First guy there, last guy to leave, 9, 10 o'clock. Coaches are going bye-bye. Got to go see the kids. Not Jalen Hurts.
No.
Going in the weight room, on the bike, studying, extra study. I mean, talking to A.J. Brown, talking to Devontae Smith during the week before and after practice. What do you like? What did you see? I mean, that kind of dedication is going to make you better.
Yeah, and it certainly has with him. Now, you know me, Sal. Not only is the glass half empty, sometimes it's not wet at all. But let me just point out the Eagles have beaten a murderer's row so far of Jared Goff, the road version of Kirk Cousins, and Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
And the schedule, quite frankly, Sal, doesn't get much harder than that. But this game here could be an eye-opener for Philadelphia. But, I mean, do you see the Eagles – are they going to be able to maintain what is obviously not only an intensity, but a maturity with the way they're dispatching opponents?
Well, we just finished with Jalen Hurts. So you got to look at Mike Caldwell, the defensive coordinator of the Jacksonville Jaguars, our old friend from Philly. He's turned out to be a terrific DC. And you look at, they're flying around and they're taking the ball away. They have 8 takeaways. Last year, the Jaguars had 9 all season.
Pat. There you go, Sal. That's quite a statistic right there. That's quite a statistic. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So, goes back to what I said last week. If he doesn't turn the ball over, the Eagles will be in every single game. And this is a game where he really needs to take care of the football.
Right.
Because Jacksonville is predicated in their first 3 games of taking the ball away. Now let's flip it to the Eagles defense, Pat. So I sent you the graphic from ESPN Stats and Information from my good friend Evan Kaplan, who does my blitz breakdown every week. The Eagles have only blitzed 18% of the time after the first 3 weeks. That's 5th lowest in the National Football League.
Right.
Yet they're 2nd highest in sacks.
Yeah.
I think that's a little skewed because of Carson Wentz. They had 9 against Carson Wentz.
Right.
He's a statue.
Right.
Trevor Lawrence is not, Pat.
No. So we'll see if Philadelphia might have to commit somebody else. But boy, you're right. It is a massive benefit when you can get that kind of pass rush out of 4 guys, because it just, you put 7 guys in the secondary, you're getting 9 sacks. But
I'm interested to see how Jonathan Gannon changes that, though. And I think what he'll do is he'll play a little mini spy with Hassan Reddick, and he will spy Trevor Lawrence and make sure Trevor Lawrence stays within the pocket, and that if he does get out of the pocket, he doesn't run for first downs. You watch. I think he'll use Hassan. I don't have any extra intel. I'm just suggesting that may be the case.
The Eagles only rushed for a pedestrian 72 yards last week. South Jacksonville's only giving up 55 a game 55. On the ground.
Number 1.
Yes. So I think the Eagles, do you see them trying to maybe recommit a little bit more to the ground this week? Or are they comfortable Jalen can win it with the 2 guys we were just talking about?
Well, the remnants of Ian is supposed to come up this coast, and it is supposed to rain this weekend in Philadelphia. In South Philly, we are supposed to have a rainy game on Sunday unless things change, and they could.
Right.
So if we're looking for a few things that have to be improved, and they do, because it's only week 4.
All right.
And this is not the football team you're going to see in the middle of January if the team's playing there, knock on wood.
Right.
So the first thing that's got to improve is consistency and dedication, Pat. You can be consistent, but you must be dedicated to running the football. Boston Scott's got a rib injury. So it's predicated again on Miles Sanders holding onto the football against a football team that is very good against the run and very good at stripping the football.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about Jalen Hurts turning it over.
Right.
But Miles Sanders has been an issue. And then number 2, the offense has disappeared in the 4th quarter. They're the only team in the NFL that has not scored in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I wonder. I thought about that too. Now, in the last couple of games, they've been up big. They've been up comfortably in the 4th quarter, and they do seem to be taking their foot off the gas. The exact opposite of how you referred to Doug Peterson, that'd be a good habit for the Eagles to get out of.
Correct. In this game, because Doug Peterson only knows one speed, and that is gas pedal down to the floor. That's it. That's all he knows.
Yeah. All right, Xander, if you would bring up that schedule for me. Sal, I just want to hit a few games before we let you go here. Big games in week 4. It starts with Buffalo, is at Baltimore. This is a titanic game, really, in the AFC. The Bills coming off a loss, the Ravens coming off a win, a good win for them at New England. That you covered that game. Which of these two quarterbacks who right now are outplaying every other quarterback in the league, which of these two do you think shines on Sunday?
I think they both will. I give the slight edge to Josh Allen. I just don't think that Baltimore has enough balance on offense. I think and Buffalo's defense is good enough. I like Buffalo a little bit in this football game.
All right. Kansas City travels, and the game will be played in Tampa Bay. The league confirmed that today. Kansas City goes there for the Sunday nighter, Sal. Both teams coming off a loss. Hard to believe the Chefs managed to lose that game last week against Indianapolis, but they did. Tampa Bay didn't look good at all, and just without any discernible receivers against Green Bay. I was surprised they lost that one, Sal. Who do you think gives in this one?
I think it's all Kansas City in this game, Pat. I don't think that the Bucs can keep up with them offensively. Kansas City's got a tremendous speed that the Bucs defense won't be able to handle. I like the Bucs a lot in this game. The Chiefs a lot in this game.
All right, good. All right. And then the last one is the Monday nighter. Now, I have a special interest in this one, but let me phrase it to you this way. Is Rams 49ers. Now, you watched, Sal, that NFC Championship game and the game the last week of the season last year. Is this the best rivalry in the NFC right now?
Wow. I don't know. I kind of like Eagles Cowboys, but it's pretty good. It's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
They just don't like each other at all. And Garoppolo, I just thought he played poorly last week.
He did.
There were a lot of throws that were available to him, and but he's didn't have any kind of preseason. And he just likes playing the Rams. He just does.
Yeah.
That game is where, Pat?
San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 49ers.
I don't know, Sal, if that matters. I've never seen a town like Los Angeles. I mean, the Rams play about 13 road games a year. The Chargers play 17 road games a year. It's unbelievable. I don't know what the LA fans are like.
That is true.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game for the Rams, I think, up there. But that is a great rivalry. The NFL needs more of those kind of rivalries. It's kind of flattened out a little bit.
I don't know. The NFL's doing pretty good, Pat.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Those ratings are pretty good, and the money's coming in hand over fist. They don't know what to do with it all.
So, are you covering the Eagles Jags on radio? You analyzing the game for ESPN Radio?
No, ESPN Radio is not doing that game. I wish they were, but I am doing pre and post on television.
All right, well, we'll certainly look for you there. I want everybody look for the matchup show this weekend, hosted by Sal Pal. And Sal, it's always great having you on here for all this time. I appreciate it very much. I look forward to talking to you next week. All right?
All right, Pat. Thanks so much.
All right, Sal. Thank you. Great Sal Paolantonio joining us. All right, when we get back, I got a couple other nuggets I want to hit you with here. But we're also going to be joined by the great Sean Green from SGPN Sports. We're going to talk some betting lines and some props, and we're going to talk why I can't pick a game to save my life right now on This Week in Pro Football.
First Bank is a true community bank with offices located throughout eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Being a First Bank customer comes with access to personal bankers, ones who know you and your business almost as well as you do. Joe Calabro is a regional president of First Bank and has been a leader and a lender in the southeastern Pennsylvania market for over 30 years. Call their Westchester office, 484-881-3800. First Bank is an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
It's time for This Week in Pro Football, a deep dive into the key issues and marquee matchups in the National Football League. For the next 60 minutes, we invite you to sit back or lean in with host Pat Callahan as we preview the week's Eagles matchup, big games, breaking stories, and all news NFL. It's This Week in Pro Football, right now on JAKIB Sports.